purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors? Now, time for the most in-depth look at the world of ECU athletics. Welcome in to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Now, here's your host, Stephen Igo.
Welcome in, Hoist the Colors on a Friday, February 28th edition of the show. Huge weekend ahead for Pirate Athletics. Multiple sports in action, big games across the board. We'll do a lot of previewing on this Friday show. And as always with the Friday show, who knows what we'll get into? We have no script. We just roll with the punches. We know at some point we're going to be talking about East Carolina basketball. We know we're going to be previewing the LeClair Classic. I have studied Kent State. Philip tells me he's studied Indiana State, Virginia Tech. I'm guessing Bobby Howard has studied maybe nothing, but he will provide some insight. You know ECU baseball, right?
I know ECU baseball, but I actually studied for our marketing conversation because I knew
that's right. Yeah.
Yes,
we've got to talk about Clark LeClair Stadium. So we're doing that next segment.
All right.
All right.
But, yeah, free-for-all Friday. Love it. Love going wherever the comments take us.
That's exactly right. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we are live. Let us know what you want to discuss, and we'll get into it. We will get into that. I still can't read Facebook, or excuse me, I can't read YouTube on my computer. For whatever the reason is, I don't know. Apparently, they're trying to shut us down. First it was X, Philip, and now it's YouTube.
And it says we have current streamers, so people are watching. And, I did go into the settings and see if anything looked wrong. Nothing looks wrong. So I really don't
Apparently, this is just an us issue.
Are we getting canceled?
Is anybody else having YouTube restriction issues watching our video? That's what I want to know. If so, let us know.
Well, as we kind of sort through that, I have some exciting news.
What's up?
Or something I'm excited about. And since everybody listening, I'm assuming, is a sports fan. So our garage is a two-car garage, and it's literally two individual doors that lift up. So it's not like a –
pretty sweet.
Yeah, but there's a wall in the middle that divides, and it takes up probably 2 feet also in the middle, and it kind of splits the garage. Well, we are in the process of knocking that down. I took down half of the wall yesterday.
All right, so you're knocking this down.
Yeah, I'm knocking it down.
Heck yeah.
And then Little Nugget's going to help me finish, top it off tomorrow morning. But I'm going to knock out the rest of the wall tonight and then kind of finish it off in the morning. But what we are doing is making it like a laissez-faire, man cave.
Okay.
And what Brittany has bought into, my wife, we're going to try it out to see how it works. In the middle, we got a sofa we're already picking up this weekend from some friends, but we're going to put a projector screen in the middle.
Let's go.
And then mount two TVs, one on each side of the projector screen. So we'll have a full-on setup. Hopefully, it would be ideal if it's ready in time for March Madness.
I will see you whatever day March Madness is the first day. We're going to do that show on. We're going to do this show on Thursday, and then I'm going to go to your house.
Come on.
We're going to, and Philip will be there too. He probably has to produce another show. You can get out of it, right, Philip?
Yeah. Thursday, I can at least come over there after this show and then hang out for a little while. And we can make we'll make Dom do Patrick's show, and I will come over and hang out with you guys and watch March Madness.
Let's do it. And we'll have a fridge in there for adult beverages. So that's already in the garage as well. Just shifting the location. We'll have it all set up.
We will make it work. There is no doubt. Well, that's awesome, man. And you get to watch some Pirate baseball and some MLB as well, so that'll be good. So looking forward to that. All right. Apparently, it's just us restricted on YouTube because Lane Smith says nice hat to Bobby Howard. What is that hat?
That is the Asheville Tourist. That is their, they do kind of the one-off uniform set that they wear, the minor league teams do, and it's their Beer City hat, since Asheville, I guess, is Beer City. But Brittany and I went to an Asheville Tourist game. We went up to Asheville. Shoot, it's been a while now, but saw former linebacker coach John Wiley, stayed with their family.
What's he up to now?
Hanging out in Asheville, I think.
He's still the loudest talker in the world.
Hey, Bobby! But they were so kind. We went up there for an anniversary, and him and his wife were so generous. They gave us their master bedroom, and they slept upstairs so we could have that since it was our anniversary trip. And we went to an Asheville Tourist game, which, by the way, is probably the funnest minor league game atmosphere I've been to. It was awesome. I mean, the stadium's kind of in the mountains, and just they had entertainment every half inning, which was awesome. A lot of cool things. Then you come here and you go to the Wood Ducks game, and you're bored as all get out at Granger Stadium. But
maybe that's why I haven't gone to more minor league games, because I feel like the only games I went to growing up was the Kinston Indians. And it's probably just not that exciting compared to other minor league ballparks. But maybe I'll try to make the rounds, because you always hear good things about across the Carolinas. There's some good opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, Wood Ducks are gone, but this is last year in Zebulon for the Mudcats, and then they're actually going to move closer here to Wilson. I have a theory, too, by the way, about the Yard Gnomes. This is just a theory, that this college league is a test dummy, a guinea pig for if we can house like a single-A baseball team here in Greenville.
Do you believe in this theory, Philip?
I don't know, man. It's so hard to do a minor league
if
team.
Kinston can do it.
Well, here's the thing, though. Think about how bad the Yard Gnomes attendance was if ECU had a home game, like especially during regionals. I mean, there was like hardly anybody there. I think if they still had the short season, like the single-A short season that began in like June, I think that would be perfect. But I think the overlap with ECU baseball, especially with minor league starting in April, like that's tough, man. People are already going to a lot of baseball games. I don't know.
Can you get baseballed out? As somebody who grew up playing it way too much, you can as a player. I don't know as a fan.
I don't know as a fan. I watch baseball about every night. That's one of the things I was most excited about with college ball. I fall asleep to baseball.
Yeah,
that's what I love falling asleep to. So I put a college game
great
on.
Background noise.
Yeah.
All right, let's discuss baseball and ECU. We'll get into some basketball and LeClair Stadium here in a little bit. Will Landon wants to know, if you get a chance, can you give an injury update for baseball? So we asked after Wednesday's game, Riley Johnson, or excuse me, was it Monday's game? It was Monday's game. Yeah, Riley Johnson at that point was getting an MRI on Tuesday. Have not heard an update yet. He was, I was told, doing some stretching/jogging pregame Wednesday, which I would assume is a good thing. But again, that sounds like a complicated injury. Hip, this whole core section sounds like he's got some stuff going on there. They're trying to figure out how to best handle it. So I'll try to get an update on that in the days ahead. Pitching wise, Brett Antolic, the Texas A&M transfer, threw a bullpen, or at least threw off a mound last Saturday. That would seem to indicate he's trending in the right direction, coming back from hip surgery. He's a potential weekend starter. Ryan Towers, unfortunately, dealing with arm soreness, discomfort. His MRI was clean, but he is going to wait a few more weeks before picking up a ball. So he's probably at least 3-4 weeks away at minimum. Sounds like Antolic, though, is close. So there's your injury update. All right. Cherry Long comments, Indiana State or Virginia Tech trying to make a couple bucks, I go. Do we know what that means?
Betting, I would assume.
Oh, okay. Stay away.
I don't know.
It's college baseball.
You're talking about a neutral site college baseball game at 12:30. I would advise you to stay away, Terry.
And stay away from any midweek game if you don't already do so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get into. Let's go ahead and get into the LeClair Classic because we're getting questions on it. Good to see you get a win, Bobby, midweek. I know it's been a struggle. So what are you expecting this weekend or hoping for?
Yeah, really, two things I'm hoping for. One, we limit the walks. That's been just an Achilles heel for us from a pitching side. I mean, honestly, pitching staff has been tremendous and is what's kept us in games, except for
it's been striking
the rocks.
Walk.
Yeah, that's it. People aren't putting the bat on the ball, or at least they're not hitting it into gaps and frequently. The other is to limit the strikeouts at the plate. I was encouraged to see, last week, as disappointing as it was, as 0-4 was not surprising. I came on the show on Friday Wednesday last week and said that's kind of what I expected. But what encouraged me and where I was wrong, and I'm glad I was wrong, is I thought we'd only get about 3 runs total in the Carolina series, and that was far from the case. Outside of, was it Monday when our bats just like regressed based upon
Yeah, that was the 17 strikeout game.
Yeah. So Monday was our regression from the bats, and then they seemed to come alive again on Wednesday against Old Dominion. So really what I want to see, that continue, especially against Kent State. This is probably going to be the lightest opponent of the three that we face here. And so just to continue to build on that momentum that was created on Wednesday, and also see if the pitching can continue what they're doing, because, this is going to be unique in the sense of you're not facing the same opponent for the whole weekend. You're facing three different opponents. So if they can continue and continue to grow as they've done so far this season.
The field overall is solid. Kent State, definitely the weakest team on paper, although a few years ago in 2023 they went 42-16. Last year 27-27, including a 17-13 mark in the MAC. This year they're 1-5. They got swept by Mercer, which is actually a pretty good baseball program. Last weekend, all three games were competitive, but still, this is a game ECU probably needs to win. Kent State is starting Alabama transfer Gavin Jones. He's an Ohio native. He was a top 5 prospect coming out of Ohio in the 2023 class. He redshirted at Alabama. Last year, he was primarily out of the bullpen for Kent State. This year, he's a starter. 1-0, 3.00 ERA. 9 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. So it sounds like a solid arm, but when you get past that, Kent State is allowing opponents to hit at a 337 clip. So, Philip, let's get to the bullpen.
Yeah, that's how it is with all these mid-major teams, right? They're probably going to have one starter who's a lot better than their other 2 starters. Their Saturday guy is going to be okay, and they're going to have like 1 or 2 bullpen arms they trust. But if you're up by 7 or 8 runs, they're not going to throw their 1 or 2 guys out there. So if we can jump on them early like we did ODU Wednesday, we should be fine tonight.
ECU as a team, what do y'all think they're batting through 8 games?
237.
What do you think, Philip?
I was going to say 220-something, so.
213.
Wow.
213 with 76 strikeouts in, 253 at-bats. I'm not going to do the math on plate appearances because I'd have to add all the walks, hit-by pitches, sacrifices together. But the strikeout rate's still too high. Again, pitching on the mound thus far, ECU, a 4.24 ERA. 70 strikeouts and 70 innings, which is a good number, but 45 walks, 12 hit by pitches. That is 57 free passes and 70 innings. That's not going to get it done. So they got to get that number down. The good news is the stuff is good. Philip, I know you did a little bit of research on Indiana State and Virginia Tech. What do you expect from these 2 teams?
So the nice thing is, both of them have played some opponents and scored a lot of runs. Like both of them have games where they've scored in the 30s, and they don't hit a lot of home runs. Indiana State relies a lot on the free 90s. They are averaging being hit by pitch more than twice a game. They've drawn 42 walks this year. So what they do is they like to take the free 90s and then just kind of get traffic on the base pass and force you to have to kind of panic on the mound. Virginia Tech, a little bit of the same, except for they rely a lot on singles. This is a team who's hitting pretty good on the season, but I think they've got 9 home runs in 7 games or 8 games, how many ever games they've played. They've got a handful of doubles, but it just seems like they're a team who gets up to the plate, they make contact, they find a way to get it through the infield, whether that be a bloop single or just a ground ball with eyes, and they run the base paths well. They're smart on the bases. They don't get thrown out running the bases. And so both of these teams are definitely beatable, but, it's one of those things where they're not going to rely on the home run, so they're content with just hitting singles or just getting those walks, and that's what they're going to build off of. When they get a couple guys on base, they're really going to feed off that energy. But with that being said, you can easily kill their momentum, quick if you keep them off the base path, because, again, neither team has a lot of power.
Sounds like ECU is going to need to throw strikes and not give up free passes, so that will be a key this weekend. Johnny Robertson says Virginia Tech's Logan Eisenreich is scheduled to be the starter Sunday and pitch against his former high school teammate Alex Peltier. So look forward to that. All right, couple things. We're about to give away some tickets here in a minute, so stay tuned for that for the entire LeClair Classic weekend. These are grandstand tickets, Philip? Do we know?
They just say road general seat admission.
Okay,
I'm guessing those are jungle
so
tickets.
jungle tickets.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, if it's general. Because I don't think they have any. Oh, then it says section 201, 202.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, they are general admission. 201, 202 would be down the left
I am
field
pulling
line?
up the seating chart now. Clark LeClair Stadium seating chart 201, 202. These are grandstand tickets down the right field line.
Okay.
So
So you get to heckle the other team.
there you go, right above the visitors' dugout. So we'll give those away in a minute. I'm going to ask you to give out the number in a second, so stay tuned for that. Bobby Harvard, by the way, brought to you by Sup Dogs today. Want to make sure I get that in as well. Sup Dogs, you guys can check them out. 213 East 5th Street, Greenville, North Carolina. You know the deal. Sup Crush. The weather's getting warmer, Bobby. It might be time to head on up to Sup Dogs, get you a hot dog, and Sup Crush and enjoy some outside time.
100%. We had some last weekend ourselves at our home. No Sup Crushes, but we had full-on plate for the family. So hot dogs, burgers. My wife's a big burger fan, but delicious as always. Can't go wrong with the Hawaiian dog or the ranchero dog. Those are two of my favorites. And the bacon cheese fries to top it off.
Wait, you mentioned the Hawaiian dogs. Does that have a pineapple on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Pineapples on hot dogs are one thing. So are you a pineapple on pizza guy or no?
Yes.
I'm muting your mic. You're done. You're off the show.
Pineapple is not made for pizza.
No.
Pineapple's made for, everything.
I do love pineapple, but
Do you not
on
put
pizza.
pineapple on, your burgers or anything?
I don't know. It's too sweet on a burger for me.
I'm not a huge fruit guy with food. Like I'll eat pieces of fruit, and I don't mind fruit on dessert, but I don't want I don't like fruit on salty stuff.
See, that I don't do fruit on dessert. I can't do that.
I don't love
Can't go
it.
sweet on
But
sweet?
like apple turnovers or little strawberry cheesecake. Yeah.
I can do some strawberry cheesecake, but if I'm having chocolate,
Oh heck no!
I want
yeah,
chocolate.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want
I'm
chocolate.
Not, I'm doing anything crazy.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Okay.
Apple pie.
See, I'm not a big pie guy either. I'm probably just a weirdo, but yeah, I'm not.
You're
We've
just a
confirmed
weirdo.
Bobby
You
is just a
just put
pineapple guy.
pineapple on your hot dog.
It's delicious.
All right, let's get a break in. As we do, we'll give away those tickets. What is the number, Phillips, to call in for these free baseball tickets?
252-561-8255.
All right, 252-561-8255. Again, 252-561-8255.
Let's do caller 3.
Caller 3, you will get tickets. This will be for every game this weekend. Grandstand tickets for the Keith LeClair Classic. 252-561-8255. We'll be right back after this.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked to order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
The Coastal Conservation Association is an organization of saltwater anglers whose goal is to protect marine resources statewide and nationally. We're working to improve saltwater fishing for recreational fishermen. From the Gulf to the North Atlantic, our chapters are the watchdogs of the saltwater fishing industry, working in partnership with state wildlife and fish agencies. Our coastal waters are valuable natural resources that must be protected. Call your local CCA chapter today.
Climb aboard as we set sail and hoist the colors.
Arr, matey!
Back to the show with Steve and I go on 94.3 The Game.
Hi, welcome back in. Hoist the colors on a Friday. We just gave away some tickets. We just gave away baseball tickets. We got some basketball tickets to give away as well, so stay tuned for that. We'll give that away at the end of this segment for Sunday's game against Charlotte. Senior Day. A lot of giveaways, so they're doing their best to try and get a crowd out there for this Senior Day contest. R.J. Felton, Cam Hayes, C.J. Walker being honored, and a big game for ECU against Charlotte. Did we have a name for who won the baseball tickets, Philip?
Jansen Kid.
Jansen Kid, one of our commenters.
Let's go.
Congrats, Jansen. So he'll be attending LeClair Stadium.
And whose couch will be contributing to the man cave in the garage. That's whose couch I'm getting.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jansen Kid, man cave contributor, and it pays off with some free tickets.
Let's go.
How about that?
So, Jansen, if you're still listening, I gave Jansen the address. If you can't find it, call Bobby.
There you go.
Bobby will tell you where to go because this place is kind of hard to find.
Yes, it is. But, hey, we're giving away tickets so people will find us. All right, let's get into this discussion, gentlemen. People want to know, is Clark LeClair Stadium losing its charm? Again, we discussed this a little bit on the Bucks on the Pond podcast, so I won't say as much about it as I said then, but I'll let you guys weigh in on it as well. You know, you have the situation where not only is foul territory turf, but now home plate and the lines going towards first and third base are now foul territory. I don't know if you've been out there in person this year, Bobby, to see it, but it's interesting. You've got more ads around the stadium than ever before. You have Cameron commenting also, what is with baseball tickets? $10 in the jungle, but $85 for seats. Season ticket holders don't show up. My friend was in the jungle on Wednesday, tried to walk in the stands. They would not let him in. They sent him back to the jungle, even though barely anyone was sitting in the stands, just plain bad operation by ECU. So, a couple things here. Scott Lorbatcher made a really good point on the podcast. He was like, why not in like the fourth inning let people come and sit in the seats if they're not taken at that point? I think some other programs have instituted this. But just this whole discussion, what do we think about Clark LeClair Stadium and the way it's heading, Bobby?
Well, one, I want to clarify, in terms of charm, you're talking from an aesthetic standpoint,
yes,
like just visual. Yeah, I mean, the advertisements, I'll be honest, don't bother me. I think advertisements on like the wall and stuff, I mean, minor league baseball has done that for 2+ decades. So I guess I've always been used to that, and that doesn't really bother me as much. It's a way to bring in revenue for the athletic department. What does bother me, though, is, and I want to touch on two things. First, I'll start with the turf, and then I want to hit on the seats. The turf does bother me. That looks ugly as all get out. Number one, turf should never be allowed in baseball. Like it was meant to play on grass and dirt.
Agreed.
And you should not even have that. To me, if they were going to do this, just take out the dirt and just leave grass, and just have grass on the base pass from home to first,
just
and
straight
third
grass
to home.
everywhere.
But and then you can keep dirt everywhere else. I mean, I've seen other teams do that, but to me, it gets rid of that turf, and it gets rid of those weird, funky hops that come off of the turf, and we've already seen that affect the baseball some early this year in the first, 5 games we've had at Clark LeClair.
Yeah.
So that's my thought on the stadium. I'm not a fan of the turf. I fear that it's going to grow even further in the sense that turf will eventually be in the entire infield and then potentially in the entire field, outfield included. It just sucks. I hate it. It's not the way baseball is meant to be played. The seating thing. Ticket office has to figure out something to get it together. That I love the idea for the 4th inning because, yes, I agree. The first few innings, those ticket people cannot let people in there because they don't know if people are late to the game, especially when you have games starting at, 4:30, 5 o'clock. People are getting off work, whatever. By the time it reaches the 4th inning, if you're not in, your butt's not in your seat yet, then, yeah, let's let these people come in and sit in. Same thing, why don't we have a ticket system where Pirate Club members can return their tickets and then so they can be sold through the ticket office and then get credit back? Like, I'm just going to speak. My family has been Iron Dukes for years. Why is that not a thing? And my aunt's able to do that with her basketball tickets, like no issue. My grandmother, when she was alive, she was able to do that with her basketball tickets, no issue. Like, you get points back for your Pirate Club, and then you can exchange the tickets, and the tickets are used. Same thing happens with basketball. Those purple seats.
Yeah, nobody's there half the time.
Nobody's there. And you have all these people in Greenville. Like, I would love to be able to sit down there with my family and go to a game, but you can't find any tickets on StubHub or anything, or they're an outlandish price. Like, figure it out that way. The other thing, and this is probably more a Pirate Club thing. Well, 2 things. I'm sorry, I'm going on a long rant here.
Hey,
but
we got time.
Mike Schwartz, number 1. I want to hit on this. Mike Schwartz, kudos to you. $5 tickets. Shame on the athletic department because it should be $5 tickets the next 2 games until they sold every single ticket. Like, this shouldn't have to be Mike Schwartz going out of his way to get 400 tickets. They should do whatever they can. Yes, we're recognizing 3 seniors and Cam Hayes, C.J. Walker, who have both been tremendous this year for the most. I mean, CJ's put in another gear, but this really is to honor R.J. Felton and everything he's given to this program in the last 4 years. $5 tickets until every freaking seat is sold out. And Philip said it last week. You're not going to get people in the seats if you're still costing or charging $20 a ticket, and you have a family of 4 that wants to go. That's $80 to go to a basketball game where the product is not great.
Honestly, do $3 tickets in honor of RJ. I mean,
boom.
I mean,
Solved.
number 3. How was Mike Schwartz, this going off that Cameron says, how was Mike Schwartz the one to have to pay for tickets for fans to come to games? It should not be hard to make tickets $5 for everyone for one game. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's what Cameron says.
I mean, it should be the last 2. It should be the Tulane game, too. That's going to be a massive game if we win against Charlotte.
Yep.
Because that could potentially have seating implications for it.
I could be going to Fort Worth.
You could be going to Fort Worth, Texas to watch after us, the ECU Pirate team after a double bye. So that's my frustration. I understand John Gilbert wanting to provide value to the season ticket holder. We're so far late in the season, and these games actually matter for once for ECU basketball.
Just get people there.
Get people there. Let them buy concessions. I'm a season ticket holder. I want people there. I don't care if they pay $2 or $3 to get into the seats. The last thing I'll say, because I saw this was mentioned on the message board, and this kind of had a long discussion this week about Pirate Club and stuff. And I saw multiple people say, how do we not grandfather families of people who've passed away? Like, how do they not, like, at least the seats or something get grandfathered in? Other universities do it that I know. Again, my grandmother passed away, gave her seats, which were better than my aunt's seats, to my aunt. They let her move forward. Like, why is that not? Why are we not doing the easy things as an athletic department to make things easier and make fans want to give back? It just blows my mind. But, Philip, I digress.
I do. Before we get to Philip, Casey Romali in the chat says Bobby will be the ECU athletic director by 2030.
I'll take the pay raise.
So what do you got, Philip, on any of this stuff? Anything you want to get to weigh in on?
Yeah, so the ads. First and foremost, I do not love them. I do think it makes it kind of look like a minor league park. Historically, colleges don't do it. However, athletic departments need to make money. We have to fund 16 Division I athletic teams. I wish we did not need the ads. but we do need them, so I understand why we have them. So credit to the sales team and Playfly to going out there and selling all those spots along the outfield wall and all that. So I'm okay with them. Like I said, it does make it look kind of JV, but, it is what it is. The turf. I understand there was an issue when right behind home plate, behind the home plate circle, it was turf because the dirt kept getting in there. It was really a pain in the butt for Joey Perry and his team. Congrats to Joey Perry once again on the retirement. It was cool. They did the jersey ceremony for him the other day. It was really a pain in the butt for them to get that dirt out of there. So I understand why they did it. However, I'm with Bobby. Just make the whole darn field grass or, grass and dirt. The only place I could maybe understand being turf and not being totally upset with it, if they turfed the warning track in foul territory, just because that's extra dirt that they would have to keep up with. But then if you do that, you don't really have to worry about that dirt getting brushed into the grass, I think, because, again, that's not it's not like somebody standing in the warning track and kicking dirt or sliding into the grass. So I would be okay with that remaining turf. Everything else needs to be legit grass or dirt because, again, now balls, when they're about to roll foul, it's a lot different rolling on dirt as opposed to rolling on turf if there's a bunt or something. So I don't like it. It's bad. Ban turf in the NFL, ban turf in football, ban turf in baseball. I hate turf. Excuse me. Ban domes in the NFL too. While we're at it. What was the next point? I'm trying to go quick here.
Seats.
Yeah, the tickets and
Ticket
stuff
sales.
like that.
Yeah. Like, baseball seats. Yeah. The tough thing right now, I think, is the frustrating thing. I remember when I was a student, you could get seats. There weren't many, but you could get seats in the seating if you were not a season ticket holder. And I understand we want to give some priority to season ticket holders, but hopefully this will change when they build more seats. But if I'm someone who's not a huge baseball fan, I've got kids, and I want to come to a game, I have to sit in the jungle if I'm not a season ticket holder. I do not like that. Yes, either allow them in or allow an X amount of seats every game to be sold to the general public that are actual seats. If you're not an avid ECU baseball fan or an avid baseball fan, you probably don't want to be in the jungle. The jungle is an atmosphere. It's fun. It's great. I enjoy being out there. I legit care about ECU baseball. I legit care. I know a lot of people in the jungle. It's a party out there. That's not ideal for maybe someone with young kids who's just trying to get back into baseball, maybe a family that just moved to town because they got relocated due to a job. There needs to be some seats available, or at worst, again, allow them once the fourth or fifth inning hits to come and sit in the stands. They actually used to do that. They used to kind of quit checking. I think it was the beginning of the fifth inning, and now they're back on it. So, and it looks bad on TV. I mean, we know how to look for the depth in the jungle because we're used to it, but to the untrained eye, someone who's never been here, you look at the stands, and the stands look empty, and it's bad. Like Bobby said, allow these people who are not going to games to turn the tickets back in, and then, honestly, the athletics department can probably resell them a little higher and just give the people their money back and probably make money off of it anyways.
I want to add.
Yeah,
I mean, case in point, what Philip just mentioned about the jungle. I was about to purchase for our family to go to the UNC game at home and the NC State game at home. Jungle is the only option for us to purchase, and I was talking to Brittany, and I was like, look, we might as well flush this money down the toilet because it's going to be a madhouse, which makes it fun and enjoyable. But for someone who's trying to occupy 3 kids, 5 and under, like, we're not going to be able to watch the game at all.
Right.
So we didn't buy the tickets.
I'm the same way. I mean, even when I take my 3-year-old son out there, if I enjoy going to the jungle because it entertains him for a little bit, but it would be nice to sit and watch the game. So, I mean, it probably comes off like we're complaining, but I think it's more like voicing concerns, constructive criticism.
I think we're kind of speaking as fans a little bit, even though we're media members. Just kind of, hey, this is what the fans are legit saying, but their voices are not heard like ours are.
They are heard in the chat.
Yeah.
Cameron, who loves to comment, says they can put as many ads as they want to as long as they get rid of that ugly turf with a curse word in there. Jay says all sports, football, basketball, baseball, there needs to be a well-publicized way to donate tickets not being used and have them available for purchase, maybe generate money towards NIL. So, yeah, I feel like we've been talking about that for a while, so maybe one day, Bobby.
Well, I had an NIL deal. I Cliff's a no-nonsense guy, but Like, why is there not like, and maybe there is, an NIL opportunity? You donate like a raffle to throw out the first pitch for every midweek game. Like you have a raffle and that money goes to Club 23, or to take batting practice before the game with the team. Like I said, I know he's a no-nonsense guy, but
he'd probably do it for some NIL.
Yeah, I would think so.
Here's the problem. Still, technically, until this House settlement, the university can have no hand in NIL.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way.
But didn't they do raffles to like sit at dinners and stuff like that?
Yeah, Team Boneyard technically did that, not the university.
But they could run it all through.
Yes, they could.
There'd be a way around it. All right, last take, and then we got to get a break in from Casey Romeli. He says, scorching hot take. I love the dirt and grass, but everywhere we play outside of home is turf. Might as well get used to it and change it.
Well, just ban turf. That's the problem. Ban turf. Play on grass. Why the hell are we playing on turf? Why are other stadiums turf? Tell them to get their junk together. Quit playing turf.
It's all money at the end of the day. Everyone's trying to save money.
And honestly, these other schools don't have the grounds crew we have.
This is very true.
Our stadium looks like an MLB park sometimes when it's good weather and they can put the effort in.
It used to.
Shoot, our Little League park looks like an MLB park.
It does. All right, we got to get a break, and we'll come back. We'll talk hoops, ECU hosting Charlotte. What do we expect on Sunday? What are we hoping for? We'll take a look at the standings as well. Some big games the last few days. This is Hoist the Colors. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Looking for a great deal on a new Nissan?
At Greenville Nissan, we've got a great selection of new Nissans for under $30,000.
The stylish Nissan Sentra, offering top-notch fuel economy. The Nissan Altima, known for its comfort and technology.
The Nissan Kicks, the perfect combination with its compact design and performance. The Nissan Versa, delivering incredible value without compromising on features. And don't forget the Nissan Rogue, an award winner for 10 years in a row. Drive it home just for $22 down and $349 a month.
Visit GreenvilleNissan.com today.
Greenville Nissan, where we drive to serve.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's cut in color. And let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
The Pirates play here. This is Hoist the Colors Radio with Stephen Igo.
Yes, that was so good.
On 94.3, The Game.
Welcome back in, Hoist the Colors. Looking ahead to March Madness. Bobby Harward in studio, brought to you by Sup Dogs today. Thanks to Sup Dogs for all their support of the program. I know I said we'd give away basketball tickets the last segment. I forgot. My memory stinks. We'll do it this segment. Philip's going to remind me at the end of the segment. We're giving away 4 basketball tickets to Sunday's game. And these were not purchased, I don't believe so, by Mike Schwartz. So we're going to give them away.
They were not.
Okay. So we're going to give these away via the ECU Athletics Department, via Hank Hinton and IBX Media. So appreciate everybody for contributing. All right. East Carolina hosts Charlotte Sunday. Before we get to that, we got a couple more comments. Ryan Cole says, holding to the conspiracy theory of mine that we have turf because Joey Perry was retiring. And Brady Thomas says, Belichick and UNC getting an off-season version of Hard Knocks.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
That'll be interesting.
Oh, speaking of turf and grass, they took out their turf and they put in grass.
Wait, who did?
UNC.
UNC,
really?
Belichick, yeah, right. Just a couple years after they turfed the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a giant. That sounds like a giant pain in the butt.
I did just get a text from a former ECU baseball player that says they hate turf on the field, and that baseball should be played on grass.
That is.
There we go.
That is 100% accurate. I mean, what baseball player wants to play on turf? Let's be real.
I played once in a tournament travel ball on the old AstroTurf.
How was it?
Oh, terrible. I mean, the thing, we were like 12 years old or whatever, but it still feels like it's like 100 miles per hour coming because there's nothing to slow it down. It's like carpet. The old AstroTurf was.
Right.
It's a little different now, but still.
Ryan Cole follows up, says Bill's girlfriend does not like to tan on turf, so that is why that they are switching to grass. Case from O'Malley says Cam Hayes' legacy game on Sunday. Be there, be square. 20 bomb incoming.
Wait, does that mean Kaysen's coming to the game?
Kaysen is coming to the game.
Is he sitting on Media Row or is he sitting? in the
No,
stands?
he's coming as a Cam Hayes supporter.
Okay.
He is a friend of Cam Hayes, so do you think Cam is going to drop 20?
I don't think 20, but I do think he plays well. Kaysen, have you been to any Hurricanes games this year so far? That's my question to you.
I know he's been trying to stay away from.
He can't stay away.
Lenovo Center because NC State is horrific this season. All right, so guys, ECU is moving up the standings while not even playing a basketball game. Although this is inaccurately listed, if you go to the American men's basketball standings, which, by the way, this same website will have the football schedule later this afternoon, East Carolina is in 5th place. They are actually tied with FAU. FAU would have the tiebreaker because they beat ECU head-to-head, so technically ECU would be in 6th place, but hey, we can only expect the American to get so much right. Memphis in at 1st place, 13-2. North Texas and UAB tied for 2nd at 12-3. Tulane at 10-5 in 4th place. ECU and FAU are 2 games behind Tulane with 3 games to go as the race for the 4th seed is back on the menu, boys. And huge action this weekend as we got Tulane going to Tulsa on Saturday. Any shot at a Tulsa upset?
I think so. I told you at the break, I think Tulane's last 3 games, on the road at Tulsa, on the road in Greenville, home against UAB. I'm hoping we win that game at home, and I think they lose one of those 2 games. I mean, they only beat Tulsa by 3 at home. So that was February 2nd. It'll be about almost a month to the day of when they last played. So I think they lose one of those 2, that's surrounding the ECU game, and I think the Pirates get it done.
So you think the Pirates are going to be a top 4 seed, or are you just saying they get it done on Sunday?
I think they're going to be a top 4 seed.
Wow, look at you going from full non-believer to believer.
But we said what happens. They're going to freaking lose on Sunday because anytime I get hopeful, they just
I'm kind of
bottom
scared,
fall out.
honestly. Now.
What the heck happened to your reverse psychology there, Bobby?
Even
when they got good last time, you just continued to junk talk them.
We're going to go 0-3. We're going 0-3. There we go. Everybody happy?
I legitimately am kind of worried about this Sunday game. ECU beat Charlotte really bad. In Charlotte, you've got the emotion of Senior Day, which they're doing it early because of the weekend. There's still another home game left. This game scares me. The Charlotte's not very good, but they do have a really good coach. Aaron Fern's a great coach, and they've got enough to, if ECU plays bad, they can bite you. So I don't know, Philip. Look, you're a Charlotte guy, not a Charlotte 49er guy, but a Charlotte guy. Am I wrong to be concerned?
No, you're not. because even though the year's been rough, it sounds like they don't have the team chemistry they did a year ago, but I do think Aaron Fern will get them up for this game. They're bottom of the conference. They've got nothing to lose. They know they can go. They view themselves as the basketball school outside of the triangle. They believe they're in constant competition with Davidson and Wilmington to be the fifth basketball school behind the the ACC teams. And they view us as a football school. They view that as their right to come in here into our gym and beat us. They know that we're better on the diamond. They know that we should be better on the gridiron. So, no, I think you've got every right to be concerned. And also, death taxes and ECU losing basketball games they should win, right?
Should we consider us a football school?
I don't know.
Compared to a team who hasn't had a football team for yeah.
That's true.
Well, we know Biff is ECU's daddy. We know that much. Luckily, he is gone.
He gone.
We don't got to worry about Biff anymore.
No.
Maybe the ghost of Biff will get the Pirates still. But, I think if ECU gets through this game, the build up to Thursday should be pretty good. And I think the Pirates would take care of it. I think there would be a ton of buzz for the Tulane game. But no look ahead here, guys. Got to take care of business.
One at a time.
RJ, the tough thing with Charlotte is they play a very slow pace as well. They try to grind it out. And so, I don't know if we're going to see, an RJ 35-point performance on senior day, but I would expect them to be pretty good, Bobby. I don't know. What do you think about this game overall going into Sunday?
I'm concerned there's going to be a slow start being the senior day and the festivities and stuff going on, because normally there is coming off of that. But as long as Charlotte doesn't play lights out like they did the first half of the game up in Charlotte, I feel pretty good about it. I think we have some confidence now. The team is playing with more confidence. I think they were still, when we last played Charlotte, figuring out how to play that new style or brand of basketball they were wanting to play and kind of evolve into, and as they evolved as a team, I think they feel a lot more comfortable in that style of play now as well. So I think that's what's exciting to me is I feel like recently we're kind of going upwards, whereas you see with a conference mate that we're battling for conference standing positioning, FAU is kind of downward trajectory right now. So I want a big game from C.J. Walker, too. I know he was kind of taken out of his game against UTSA, but I feel like there's a big bounce-back game coming as well, and I think he's going to be a man possessed on Sunday.
I was trying to see what the tiebreaker scenario officially are. Johnny Robertson says that the UAB win for ECU basketball will give ECU the tiebreaker over everyone but Temple. Because I think essentially what happens is if you have obviously head-to-head is your first tiebreaker, from my knowledge, unless they've changed that. If you have a multiple team tie, it goes to essentially you go down the standings. Whoever beat the highest team in the league amongst the tied teams will get the opportunity to move on, which in ECU's case, they beat UAB, which is right now tied for second. Now, Tulane and FAU both play UAB in the coming days. So I'll double check the tiebreaker procedure. I just pulled up the link. I'll check that during the break. So I'll tell you what, let's give away those tickets, and I'll check that, see if I can get some clarification on that in case we do have a three-way tie for fourth between FAU, Tulane, and ECU. Could happen. Who gets the bye? All right, 252-561-8255 is the number again. 252-561-8255. 4 tickets for Sunday's ECU basketball game against the Charlotte 49ers. Caller 3 right now. Come get it.
Ready to go for big savings? You've got the green light at Greenville Toyota with the new Corolla just $239 a month or new Tacoma only $349 a month. The green light savings event is on right now at Greenville Toyota.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers. Burgers and sports at its best.
Everybody loves tiebreakers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
Hey, grab me one too.
Your roof is a vital part of protecting your home and family from dangerous storms and hurricanes. At Assist Roofing, we install and maintain metal roofing that provides precise protection. Add value to your home while lowering utility costs with a fortified roof to last a lifetime. With 0% financing, grants, and Energy Star Green Roofing tax credit available, call us to schedule a free consultation so you can weather any storm with confidence.
Green is what you'll save during our Green Light Savings event at Greenville Toyota. Get a new Camry, $269 a month, or a new RAV4, $339 a month. When the green light is on, you save big at Greenville Toyota.
Back to Hoist the Colors with Steve and Igo.
Drink up for me, hearties, yo-ho.
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in. We've got a few minutes left. Do we have a winner, Philip, for our 4 basketball tickets?
Yeah, Emmanuel Paul.
Emmanuel Paul, you are heading to ECU Charlotte. You are heading to the R.J. Felton show. Congratulations. Thanks to everybody who called in and tried. Thanks for all the comments. It's been a great show today. Bobby Harward, Philip Pilkinen in studio. The football schedule, UAB tweeted out that it's supposed to come out at 2 o'clock, so I assume that they're correct. 2 o'clock Eastern, and so that
says that 2 o'clock their time or 2 o'clock our time?
They tweeted 2 Eastern.
Okay.
Now, I have not 100% confirmed that, but that's what UAB said. That's what somebody told me UAB said, so that could be inaccurate.
Is UAB the only one in the American Conference that knows? Because American tends to beat to their own drum here.
This is true. They do the same thing every year where they do the stupid eyeball emoji tweet the day before the schedule. But, hey, at least we're getting it. Last FBS conference to do it, I think. All right, you were going to say let's make a prediction about the schedule. So give us your prediction. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Tulsa or North Texas will be our rivalry week game, meaning the last week of the season. Because the American will never align us with Charlotte for some weird reason, but we'll play some team out west, and I think it's going to be North Texas or Tulsa will be our last game of the season for our rivalry week.
It will not be North Texas because they're not on the schedule this year.
Are they not?
No.
I thought they were.
UTSA, it could be. That'll be a tough road game to finish on, though. North Texas is off the schedule. So Tulsa on Thanksgiving weekend sounds right, though. I feel like that's happened like 2 or 3 times in the past.
Has.
Do you have a prediction on the schedule, Philip?
Thursday night, Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, mid-October, Pirates 49ers, ESPN.
Biff in the booth.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to say that the Pirates' first conference game will be at Temple.
It'll be a service academy.
Well, with no Navy this year.
Hey, but Army will get a bye.
Will Army have a bye before ECU?
Oh, heck yeah.
Probably so.
They'll have a double bye or something before ECU.
Atticus says Charlotte has no shot this weekend. We're going to steamroll those bums. Terry Long says, remember how confident we were about beating Charlotte in football, especially Bobby? Except he called you Booby.
You know, I was confident, and I think 99% of America would have been confident, but we laid an egg and looked terrible, and it cost a man his job.
They did lay an egg. That was the game that unfortunately got Mike Houston let go. I tried to do some tiebreaker procedures. It's very complicated if there's a multi-team tie. Obviously, head-to-head reigns supreme. But if ECU, FAU, and Tulane all finish tied, or if two of those teams finish tied and they split the regular season series, then it goes to a situation where, like I was saying, you kind of go down the standings. Who has a win against a top team in the league? None of those teams have beaten Memphis. North Texas, I think, is undefeated against all those teams as well. ECU right now has the win over UAB. Tulane and FAU do not, but each of them play UAB in the coming days. So essentially what I'm saying is if ECU wants to get a top 4 seed, A, they need to win out. B, they need Tulane and FAU to lose to UAB, and that would guarantee it.
Well, they probably need that to happen to catch those teams anyways.
Exactly. So it all kind of works out.
And bottom line is I would love to at least move to the 5 spot, because if we're in the 6th seed, I believe we are like that 9 o'clock slot on that Thursday, which means like 9:30 or 10, which is like past my bedtime. So I would prefer to be 12.
And then the other thing about being 5 is you play the 4 instead of either the 2 or the 3. It'd be tough to beat the 3 and the 2 back-to-back days.
Yeah.
Bring on
UAB
Memphis.
in North Texas, yeah.
Yeah, the 5 seed would play 2:30 Eastern on that day. So watch along. We might do it.
Let's do it.
We'll keep you out there. Fun show, man.
Yep,
Appreciate
absolutely.
it, Bobby. Appreciate it, Philip, as always. Enjoy the Keith LeClair Classic. Enjoy Senior Day Sunday in Minges. We'll be back Monday, 12 noon. We'll see you then.
This has been Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo. Tune in weekdays at noon for all